Welcome back to another game. This is another game from the May Berkeley tournament. I'm a little bit behind on these videos, but catching up. And we have Gabe on the left versus HB Engineering the Future on the right. This is Martin, who is frequently on this channel. And not quite sure who the player is on the right. I apologize to that player for not knowing your name. And this Gabe deck is, he calls it Scumbag Tactics. It's a very fast and loose deck, trying to get in early and often and score the points as fast as possible, prevent any kind of ice buildup. And this HB deck, I'm not sure what it is, so we'll see. You either expect usually fast advance or some kind of ice buildup, and so we have Vitruvius, some ice.
Because we're not used to the paparazzi hounding me for my deck tech.
I didn't quite see everything in there. Looks like an Adonis campaign. Standard HB stuff for the most part. It looks like a pretty good hand to keep.
Alright, this is actually pretty good.
This is a normal kind of tournament kit tournament at Games of Berkeley. We do this once a month. If you're in the area, definitely recommend you come by and check it out. So we got some ice install, which gives Engineering the Future their credit. That is the alternate art Engineering the Future that you get in the season pack. So the season is coming to an end. Players are starting to get their alternate art. Okay, so right off the bat, Gabe is going to go account siphon. So he had planned assault in hand. I think that means he has 3 account siphons and like 2 planned assaults. So he kind of has 5 account siphons. You got to just assume that right off the start. Criminal now has account siphon. Turn 1, you can't take those risks anymore. And so now he has an easy way into that remote.
Click 3, I'll dirty laundry.
He figures the only thing that's gonna stop him here is like an ice wall or paper wall, so he might as well get some more money. And I'm guessing he goes into the remote here.
And I'll dirty laundry.
No, I guess he's not worried about it. If that's a melange in that remote, he would. Corp accidentally showing his hand there. I don't think this runner saw that. Melange would be the only risk there on the remote that I could think of.
Install, gain credits.
Hopefully he has some ice to put over HQ here. He's going to need it. Not sure what that remote ice is, but it's probably a mistake not icing up centrals against Criminal at the start of the game.
Okay. Click 1 on R&D.
So he just wants ice to be rezzed. Wants the runner to be broke. Okay, so the Adonis was down there.
Click 3 on the other remote.
Ooh, that's an expensive, and he's letting him keep it. I guess he values his credits more right now than he does trashing that. He grabs a Vitruvius. So the runner here has good control of the game. Corp is out of credits. The runner is at 17 with Parasite and Fairy in hand. And then I think that was a SanSan City Grid in hand for the Corp, so this is definitely the fast advance variant. And I think that was probably the SanSan going down there in the remote.
Click 1 is run on HQ.
And he's going in HQ, he's seeing what cards the Corp is hiding there and getting his Gabe money. It's a click for 2 credits and information. That's super profitable. As Gabe, you want to try and fire that every turn you can. That Eli over HQ would have been doing a lot more work by now, although so he's not rezzing the ice. A lot of this really depends on. Okay, it's ice wall. Oh man, that would have been so great over HQ at the start. That would have been early siphon stoppage right there. And unfortunately, maybe he put an agenda back there, but I thought that was maybe the SanSan I was speculating. Which you would not really want. It's only 1 credit. I could see you protecting it, but you kind of rather have Gabe spend some of his credits to kill SanSan. His econ just keeps going higher here. So we got some ice over HQ. 4 credits, so that's he wants him to res a Rototurd here. just to stop him. Okay, so it's just a wraparound. But yeah, he wants a rotor turret res there, because that'll drain all of the corpse money again, and then he'd be able to get through that cheap.
I mean, guess you're gonna get a fractor. I am considering.
And he is going to get the corroder with the special order.
No, that
So he's going to be getting into those servers now pretty cheap. He's going to get into HQ at a profit still. Pay 1 credit and then get 2 credits. And that remote he can get into whenever he wants. So he takes another Vitruvius. I think the Corp at this point really needs to get the private contracts off. Now that HQ is somewhat defended, next turn just fire off the private contracts, get a bunch of money, maybe force the runner to trash it.
I know that like if you had power shutdown, that would have.
Martin's talking about how if Power Shutdown was in the deck, he would have taken out the Corroder, which for this deck is devastating because he only runs 1 of each breaker, 1 of each type. Well, you know, he has a bunch of fairies, but he only has 1 Corroder and I think 1 Yogg and so on. So he is killing the Quandary and we're getting into HQ again. So if there's an agenda in there, he's a good chance of pulling it here. And he gets the NAPD. So it is 6-2-0. This is Gabe here. This is a perfect example of just Gabe controlling the game right now. That first account siphon just set the Corp back entirely. So you gotta defend your HQ against Criminal. So yeah, I think this is a good play. So it only puts you up 3 on the turn. So it's just like as if you just spent 3 clicks for 3 money. But now you're forcing the runner to go and trash the private contracts. If the runner doesn't do that, then you have that money on demand whenever you need it. If the runner didn't trash it now, then they're likely not going to trash it. And I think at this point it does make sense to go trash that. So just going to check the hand, and he lets the private contracts sit there. So if the Corp can defend HQ a little bit more and take some private contracts, I think momentum will start to swing a little bit. But he really needs a lot more ice at this point, because Gabe is just making money on those runs still. And also we've not seen a sneak door yet, and they're definitely in the deck. So that also is going to require some ice. Ice just gets spread out a lot against this criminal deck, the style of criminal deck. So he's not worried about much there. There's nothing he's really afraid of. Ooh, and he spends 5 on a Ichi 1.0, or that's a not an Ichi. That's Victor, right?
Yeah, I'll spend the 2 clicks.
Might be a Victor too. I'm sorry. Those pyroids always confuse me for some reason.
Okay, so only have 1 click left.
Only I bid 0.
Draw a card. Go ahead.
So he decides to click through there instead of using the fairy. So he archives memories for the Quandary. That's really interesting. I guess. Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's gonna keep the runner out for the time being. It's not hard for the runner to deal with. It could also be a bluff. He could be saying, come on in to make me res this R&D and I'll res something nasty. Although a bluff like that would really require that fairy to be used up already. I think what we need in terms of ice is some low-cost sentry that just does something minorly annoying that you'd have to use a fairy on. Like a cheaper version of Roto Turret would be a good example. That just trashes a program and costs like 2 or 3 to res. I don't know if that would work, but then I think you'd have a cheap ice you could res to get rid of fairies. So we just got some sneak door play there. Just going to see that Biotic Labor a few more times. And Gabe has not got his Desperado out yet, but he seems to be doing okay without it. It's always nice to have the Desperate out early. But an early account siphon will serve very much the same purpose. And we're full up on memory. So he's going to need that Desperado. So it looks like we're scoring out a hand here. Guessing an ABT. And he's going to run it. Oh, he's going to run it. Come on. Do it. Do it. Oh. I don't know. I kind of think he should have. Especially when you're that low on money. I mean, I guess he knows that a lot of his agendas are still on the deck, so... But I don't know, when you're against the ropes like this, it kind of seems worth it. You know, it would also depend what ice you have in your deck. If you have more 2.0 Baroids and stuff like that. I think that's still a SanSan down in that remote. If that was a Jackson Howard, he should have definitely beta tested. Jackson Howard makes beta test safe. What I used to use precog for. So he's not resin that Quandary, which, okay, that's the game. Yeah, it makes sense because he had the Yogg out. So that's the game. It was a quick one. Just Gabe running amok again. We gotta do something about this Gabe character. He's up to no good.